something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've got a little hat band like that. It's got crosses on it. Hey, you guys, how's everyone doing?
Even
I
now,
hope you guys can hear us and see us okay. It's been kind of crazy weather here and stuff. It's been so like overcast and stuff lately. Is it even playing? It's got a long delay on it or something. It's still
not online
showing up.
yet.
Hold on.
What's up?
Is it working?
It
still says it's waiting. Why is it doing that?
Technical difficulties.
It's yeah. Oh. Is it start? Okay, there it goes. I don't know why. That was a really, really long delay.
We be live.
We're live now, though.
It's
I don't know what just happened. It was a really long delay. All right, it's working on yours. It's still not showing up on my screen. Can you guys hear us and see us okay? For some reason, we're having some long delays on this.
We have a little technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Well, 5 by 5.
Okay, awesome. We've been having some weird weather and stuff. I wasn't even sure. Like, we're supposed to possibly have some like large hail and stuff later tonight, so I wasn't sure if we were even going to be able to go live. I didn't know how the weather was going to hold out. Right now, it's just kind of overcast and it's sprinkling a little bit. Yeah, but we've had rain lately a lot. Like it's been overwhelming.
Like I want to do some concrete work and can't do that. I want to do some mowing, can't do that.
Yeah, our grass is getting horrendous. At least we don't live in a place where we have HOAs or have to worry about neighbors yelling at us.
Cut your grass or we're going to give you a fine.
Yeah. Oh, man, I hated that. Our last house, we lived at one, and it had an HOA in the neighborhood, and oh, my gosh, I absolutely hated that. I'm so glad to be away from there.
The area over there, I'm not even worried about mowing. Just around the house.
Yeah, exactly. We've got too much to worry about, too much land to do it all and stuff, and it's fine. Just the little bits, getting to the chickens and out front and stuff, and that's about it. So glad you guys could make it here with us today. Let's say hi to some people first. OkiCon, Katrinka was first in the house. Congrats. Bama Jen, Coffee First, Then Speak. Ed was in here. Handy Prepper, Shannon. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Yep.
I was gonna say, we're gonna start doing like little mini giveaways. Are you no, am I echoing? I shouldn't be echoing.
That's weird.
Yeah. Is it echoing?
Echo.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. When we reach 600, we're going to. I'm gonna try to check my settings, but I think they were fine.
Seems like we've hit a wall. Aren't getting any new.
Yeah, when we reach 600, we're going to. Oh, it looks like everything's set up there. We're gonna have a small giveaway, and then when we reach 700, we'll have one. And then at 8, we'll keep going like that. And then when we get 1,000, if we ever get there, then we'll have a big giveaway.
If SHGF doesn't have to burst. Or the beta SHGF.
We don't have any guests. Okay, I was trying to read and see what's going on. Is anybody else having problems with echoing? Because it looks like everything, no echo there.
Ken said no
okay.
echo.
Okay. Because it looks like everything's set up properly. So that's what I was checking. Okay, so if you're new, please think about subscribing so that we can have another little giveaway. Like I said, they're just gonna be small giveaways, but it's just something to show you guys that we appreciate you being here with us. Because you guys could be doing so many other things, but instead you're taking your time out of your day to sit here with us. So thank you so much. Hey, Yankee Watchdog, Mary, Nostro, Minuteman. Hi, everyone. If I missed you, I am so sorry. Jules, good to see you. Okay. So we decided today not to do a scenario thing. We will get back to doing scenarios again, maybe next week.
Yeah, unless you want bring up something.
Yeah, unless you guys want, we can talk about something. If you guys have something you want to talk about, that is fine. But I personally have had kind of a bad week. I had a really bad panic attack the other day. And I haven't had one that bad in a couple years, actually. And it just out of the blue. And it just kind of made me realize that there's a lot of stuff going on in the world, a lot of things going on.
Well, part of it was we were traveling to the doctors.
Well, and dealing with the
you
VA.
get more stress when we're on the road.
But I kind of thought for my own sanity, my own well-being, to try to just have a little bit more fun with this live stream and talk about some other things than like world stuff that's going on. If you want to mention something or whatever, that's fine, and we can talk about that. Thank you, Bama Jen. That's appreciated. I just I thought I had dealt with my issues with the panic attacks. And then just I think it's all this stress. You guys know what we've been going through dealing with the VA. He finally has tomorrow a pain management appointment, which we've been trying to get since November. But we're still, since August, really. It took us that long to get in with the VA. But he needs to have a surgery on his shoulder. The doctor said, the orthopedic said that his shoulder is completely messed up. It's bad.
My right shoulder.
And
my left shoulder might be in just as bad a shape, but I haven't heard back from the MRI results.
Yeah, so he needs to have a surgery for that. But in order for them to do the surgery, they have to do a cardiac clearance, meaning he has to have like a EKG and a stress test and stuff, I guess, to make sure that you're able to handle the surgery and stuff like that, which that won't be a problem for him passing. But the problem is we are still waiting, like it's been 2 weeks, maybe longer, waiting for them to get on their butts to be able to get off their butts to get this set up for him. And they still haven't put in the request for it. I called the VA earlier today, and the lady said that the nurse said that he was going to call me back in just a few minutes. And wouldn't you know it, he never called me back. Of course, they are lying. They also said that they called me yesterday, but my voicemail is full.
Which is a lie.
Which is a lie, because I always have my phone next to me because I am waiting for these doctors. So I have it everywhere I go. It's almost like an EDC at this point. It's like I'm just to make sure that I don't miss anything. And my voicemail is not full. So, they just keep lying about everything, and it's a lot of stress. Yeah. And I think people are having more panic attacks lately, just because of everything that's going on in the news. Hey, down the rabbit hole, D, good to see you.
Yeah, it's kind of like I don't know if anybody's ever been associated with the military. When you're in the military, they have what they call the IG, the Inspector General. Yesterday, I actually put in a complaint to the Inspector General about the clinic at Tyler because it's the worst one I've ever experienced.
Yeah, it's just
and it was better with Trump. He's the one that got the going where the veteran can use civilian doctors instead of just relying on. It's like if you can't get an appointment, it's either 30 or 90 days. If you can't get an appointment within a certain amount of time, then they have to go into the civilian.
Or if you have to travel like so far or something, then you can do it in community care, so you don't have to travel as far. But
the thing is, some civilian doctors don't want to do VA, and we kind of discovered why. I had an emergency room visit. How much was the total? It was over $1,000.
Yeah, it was like $1,200 or $14, somewhere around there.
And how much did VA end up paying them?
$150, I think, or something like that.
And they had, and they said the veteran is not responsible for anymore. So that, I think they overcharged, saying $1,200 for the VA or for emergency room, but that just meant that they had to eat most of it.
Yeah, and we noticed that too. Like for his orthopedic, they sent us I mean, it wasn't a bill because there was no amount owed by us, but it says what they charged and then what the it's called TriWest, which is the community care program through the VA. So then it said how much TriWest paid, and then it showed what the remainder balance was. But we don't have to pay it. TriWest isn't paying it. They're basically doing this stuff for way less. Now I understand why a lot of places are stopping using the TriWest and doing through VA and stuff, because they're not getting their full amount. And I did not know this until just recently. So that's something that I want to try to put in some kind of what are they called? Not a protest, where you have people sign and stuff, and what's a petition or some petition to to fix these issues with the VA, because I did not realize they didn't do
I'm
that.
just lucky that the doctor's doing this, taking VA, and the only reason why he is taking VA is he's a veteran too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that's the case with probably most of them that do accept the VA, the TriWest through the VA, is that they are veterans, because otherwise it makes no sense to them. It takes so long for them to get any records or paperwork or discs or whatever they need.
Mhm.
And it's just so much back and forth work and paperwork and stuff, and yet they still don't get paid what they're supposed to get paid for doing the service.
Well, it's kind of like I had the MRI in my shoulder at the VA clinic. At that time, we requested the CD, the copy of the MRI, sent to us. How long did it take? 3 weeks? Only after you raised hell.
Yeah.
We went, what was it, yesterday, day before?
For what?
The last MRI.
Oh, Monday.
Monday, I had another MRI on my, they think there's a mass on my kidney. I had an MRI for that on Monday. They handed me the CD before we left.
Yeah, that was from a civilian doctor. And that's the first time I've ever had that happen. I thought that was pretty good. Hey, JRC Homestead, good to see you.
Yeah, okay, Con. I've got 50% disability for right knee, 30% disability for my left knee, and they've also got me at 50% disability for PTSD. And the 22nd, I have another interview with VA, possibly increases the ratings for PTSD.
Yeah, we'll see how that all goes. We kind of have I guess it would be a lawyer or something that's handling that kind of aspect, trying to get us a higher rating, because I think they screw veterans in their ratings too, and don't give them a high enough rating, meaning then they don't get other added benefits, their families don't get benefits, and then they get like less of a pay than what they should.
It's kind of like I don't have dental coverage.
Hey, Pilgrim, good to see you.
I don't have dental, but if I have 100%, I'll get dental, and she'll get medical coverage.
And 100%, the kids can go to school for free. They'll get college for free and stuff like that. So that's what we're trying to do. You can get free
tuition.
Yeah. So
you can get.
Yeah. But anyway, I don't want to keep boring you guys with all this PA stuff. So we'll try to move on to something else. I
don't know if I should. When we made the move from Wichita Falls to Houston,
you need to be careful showing stuff on here. But
what do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. They're just after people big time. I don't know if they're going to mess with us because we're not monetized yet. But I know it's not. But it's something. Go ahead.
I was going to say, when we moved from Wichita Falls to Houston, my K-bar went missing, so I bought me a new one of these. And then when we moved from Houston to here, my boot knife disappeared, and I got me a new one of these.
All right. So this is what I was thinking. There's a lot of people, and I'm talking about people in the prepping community too, that are getting kind of scared, I guess you could say, they're starting. I mean, so many people are. There's just so much going on. The whole thing with Israel and Iran, the Ukraine thing, what's happening at our southern borders. I mean, there's a lot of things that are going on. So it makes sense. But the thing is, for those of you that have been prepping for any length of time, and I mean, you know, like even just a year or longer, you should be okay. Here's just a little reminder to you guys. Okay, I don't know the exact statistics. I tried to look it up before this, but I didn't really have time. Supposedly, it's like around maybe 60-70% of people in the U.S. supposedly only have like 3 days worth of food. Okay,
which is crazy.
All of you guys. I mean, let's just say you only have a week of food. Well, you're doing better than 75% of the rest of the population. Let's say you have 3 months of food. Okay, well, you're doing better now than like 85% of the population. You have 6 months. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things in the world that we just have no control over. We don't have a control if we get pulled into World War III. We don't have a control if nukes start being dropped on us.
Yeah.
We don't have any control over this no matter what. So focus on the things that you do have control over. There's no sense getting scared, fearing, worrying about things that you just can't control anyway. If it happens, it happens. And the best way that I find to not worry about things that I cannot control is to get into this, the word, to pray, to talk to God, to have a relationship. That is the best way to realize. And plus, when you read it, it should make you feel better because it starts at the very beginning of civilization, very beginning of everything, and it ends at the very end of what's going to happen. So we know the play already and what's going to happen. So there is really no reason to worry or be afraid.
Well, it's like everything in stages. My first wife couldn't understand. It's like, first of all, you've got to be aware. Be aware that you said, okay, there is a problem. Be aware. Then you've recognized that there's a problem. Is there something you can do right now to fix the problem? If so, fix the problem. If not, don't stress over it too much. Wait till you can fix the problem. Or as I like to say, give it to God.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Definitely. Hey, QV Farmer, good to see you. If I missed someone, I'm so sorry. I guess I should be paying more attention to chat here. But yeah, that's my first thing that I'd like to say. Yes. God will guide me through all things. Yes.
Yeah, it's like she likes country music. I like rock. But one of my favorite country songs is that
I'm a little bit country.
No,
you're a little bit rock and roll.
Well, yeah.
No, I was just saying because of what you said. Go ahead.
Who's that female singer? Jesus Take the Wheel?
Carrie Underwood.
Carrie Underwood. I'm not a big fan of Carrie Underwood, but I love that song. And it's just, it hits home. Let God, give it to God.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I know not everybody in here is religious or believes in God, but I just pray that maybe, you know, your eyes will be opened about that. Because the last thing I want, no matter who you are, whether you're my worst enemy or, you know, I just can't stand you or whatever, I don't want you to go to hell. That's what I do not want. And that's why I do talk about God on my channel. And if you don't like that, then you don't have to listen to me talking about those things. But I'm not going to change who I am, which is almost what I did the last video. I started to apologize for it and then realized, you know what? I'm not going to apologize for something that I believe in. And this is my channel. So that's just the way it is.
It's what we believe in.
We got a couple of guests coming on up.
Cool. Awesome.
Okay, go ahead and say what you're going to
I
say
was
real
gonna
quick.
say, it's our belief that we're not trying to force other people to believe the same thing. I think it would be smart for them to believe it, but I'm not gonna force
I'm not
them.
going to go hit you over the head with a hammer and say you have to believe.
I mean,
I will just put out the truth out there, and then you do what you want with that information.
If you're on the fence and you want to ask some questions, by all means, ask us.
Hey,
Hi,
Ellen,
Hey, evening.
how are you?
I can't hear your
Oh,
mic.
no.
Here.
No, hold on 1 second and make sure. Can you guys hear her, or is it just me? I make sure my audio. No, my speakers is on.
It could be me.
We're not on, so I don't know. Oh. Can you hear us, Coffee?
I can hear you.
I'm not hearing you. You guys can hear? Okay, then it's my computer is doing something crazy. Crap. Why does it keep doing this?
Should I turn my
No,
volume?
it's not it's me.
You said a wordy dirt.
I said a wordy dude.
Same thing. Minuteman says coffee's 5x5 to him.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why. Hold on a second, y'all. Let me see if I can figure this out.
It's probably because I kept telling you you were echoing and it was me. Probably because I kept telling you.
Well, I got him on mine. I got him on mine.
I know, but it should be coming through. I should be able to hear through my computer.
I can hear you, Coffee.
It should be coming through. Yeah, except now it's gonna echo.
Is it?
Yeah. Hold on 1 second, you guys. I'm gonna see if I can.
Is it echoing?
Hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
you guys. I'm gonna see if I can.
I got to turn something off on mine too. I'll be right back.
Hold on 1 second. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Okay, I got it. Turn that off. Okay. I can hear you now.
Awesome.
It's our first day of doing this.
Well, for some reason, my settings were off. Not on the YouTube StreamYard part. It was in the whole my computer thing. So I had to go back through there. I'm gonna bring D up here too.
Awesome. Hey.
Hey, I am sorry, guys, but I'm having technical difficulties too.
I was like, I don't understand why I can't hear. It's showing that it's coming through the MacBook, but for some reason, the whole computer wasn't coming through. So I had to go back through the settings and readjust. And technology, I swear, sometimes
It's the aliens, it's a government, or let's go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Am I echoing, guys?
No, not on my end.
No.
All right, good. Because when I jumped on StreamYards, it disconnected my earbuds. So that's why I was flipping through my phone trying to reconnect them.
Well, I'm glad it's not just me that has technical difficulties sometimes too.
No.
I have technical difficulties when I'm not using anything technical. So
Same.
Goodness.
So what do you guys think of all these 911 outages that happened yesterday?
Yeah, I just heard about that.
I heard a little bit about it and then I forgot. CRS.
same thing.
I don't know. I wonder if it's planning for something bigger that they're going to make happen. I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder about that too.
Does everybody know what CRS is?
Well, I have it. So,
Can't remember shit.
but I don't remember what it is.
There's two things that go away with old age. One of them is memory, and I can't remember what the other one is.
Yeah, I don't know what to think about that. I wonder if it's a cyber attack, or or they're just seeing what's going to happen if they just keep pushing this button over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it might be a black swan or false flag. So that they can, there are some people in our government that I don't trust very much. Well,
Oh, everybody.
well,
Yeah.
all of them.
Yeah, all of them. I don't trust any of them. But yeah, I wouldn't put it past our own government to be doing stuff. I mean, we have an invasion going on at the border and they don't seem to care about that. So they're going to do whatever they can to.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There's been a couple of, what do they call the new Congress and Senate when they're brand new and they have no experience?
Freshmen.
Freshmen. There's been a couple of freshmen, and there's somebody that's running for office that has been exposed to the politicians, and they've explained how the intelligence of the congressmen and the senators are way less than they expected them to be.
That's funny.
Put it kindly.
I'm wondering if they're just trying to see what all they can do before the election to try to make it so there is no election or something. Maybe it'll only be mail-in ballots or something like that, where they can easily kind of fudge the results and stuff. I don't know. That's a possibility.
Now in the middle of the night. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that. Yeah.
There's a movie I saw, maybe all of it, bits and pieces. There's a guy that supposedly he frozen cryogenically, and he's woken up 100 plus years later, and they arrested him, but for something they decided to do an IQ test on him, and the IQ test was like, put this square peg in this square hole, and what's 2 + 2, and after he took the IQ test, they made him president of the United States because he was the smartest person, in the world.
Idiocracy. That was a great movie.
Hey, Canadian, good to see you.
Yeah, something's up for sure. I saw that yesterday. And then Minutes of Horror just posted a video about it, but I haven't gotten a chance to jump on and look at what he's thinking about all
Yeah,
that.
I haven't had a lot of chance to really dig into it and see what was going on. I've been on the phone with the VA like most of today and everything, and we had to run around. Our stupid dog, oh my gosh, I almost killed him today. He he chewed up our saw that we have, chewed up the cord and stuff for it, so we had to go out and get that fixed and everything. So I've been gone most of the day trying to run out
He
with
chewed
that.
through the power cord, and you were saying, "Well, how much for a new saw?" I says, "I'm not buying a new saw. I can fix this saw." And I'm just glad that I could.
Yeah, but oh my gosh. So I just haven't had time to check into any of this kind of information. It seems like always before I go live, something is happening or coming out. And I just don't like to talk on it too much until I do a deep dive and understand what is going on. I don't want to spread false information or anything. And too many people on YouTube, sometimes I feel like they're just, they want to get on that bandwagon first, and they're just going to talk about it and not really know what's going on. So
yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I haven't listened to any of the stories. I'm only seeing the thumbnails of what's going on.
Well, it's kind of like earlier today, the impeachment of Mayorga. I saw somebody on YouTube said, "Oh, they whoever had tabled the impeachment proceedings, and it was going to go nowhere, and he was going to get away with it." And I had the TV on, and they were testifying in the impeachment trial. So while I'm watching on YouTube, oh, it's over. They've tabled it. They're not going to vote on it.
yeah, about them talking about it too soon.
Right. Well, it's like, you got these YouTubers that I'm watching real time what's going on right now, and they're saying something totally different than what I'm seeing with my own eyes.
Yeah. There's a lot of weird stuff going on in the world right now, though.
It's kind of like there's a lot of people panicking lately about nuclear war, and I think a cyber attack would be way more.
Yeah.
I
I think if
Go ahead.
well, I think we're already in WW3, but I think it's
Oh, yeah.
very differently.
Well, it's kind of like World War II. I think it had been going on for 2 years before Pearl Harbor happened and we got involved. So, just because we're not in it, boots on the ground yet that we know of.
Well, we're funding it basically. We're sending money to other places. So, and that kind of means to me like we're involved, just not,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I equated it to like two kids, they get in like a fight at school, right? And another kid passes the other kid like brass knuckles and then gets sent to the principal's office. Like, you were fighting, and the kid's like, no, I wasn't. Well, you gave your friend brass knuckles to fight. You know what I mean? It's the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, we're aiding them. We're basically in it.
Yeah, and basically, like I was saying, there's no reason we can't control it. I mean, it has nothing to do with us. It's, the people that are in charge, kind of in charge. I don't know if they're in charge or not, but whatever. They want war. War brings money for them.
so
they don't care. So they're trying to push that agenda.
I've been associated with the Department of Defense my entire life, between being an Army brat, being active duty, being civilian contract. But the military industrial complex is a thing, and they have big lobbyists. I used to be a warmonger. I'm not anymore.
Yeah.
But it's like one of my favorite, or one of many of my favorite movies is Red Dawn, both of them, and I forget which one. And where the F-111 pilot, I think, got shot down, and the kids asked him what started the war. He just said, two big kids on the block. Eventually, they're going to fight.
Yep.
Yeah. It's kind of like the way I see it is that Israel is being bullied right now by Iran, and Biden and everybody, whatever, want them to back down and not do anything. It's like, well, when you're being bullied, like back on a playground or something, you're being bullied, if you back down, they're going to just keep doing it and doing it and doing it and stuff until you put an end to it. So that's how I feel about
I
this.
said, well, you knocked down 99% of the missiles, so consider that a win and say, okay, that's it.
Yeah, that's not, no.
I can tell you for one thing,
It works.
if Mexico launched 300 missiles towards Texas, even if we shot down 99% of them, we wouldn't stand for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bama Jen, I was going to go see that movie maybe tomorrow, but if it's that bad, I don't know if I want to go see it. The Civil War movie. I've heard from a few people that it's bad.
I definitely want to see it. Oh yeah.
All right. Well, then I guess we'll see it anyway, and we'll let you guys. We'll review it on the channel and stuff. But I didn't know you still wanted to see it.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh yeah.
That's nothing but bad things about that.
Yeah. And I have a feeling the ending is probably going to irritate me. But also, there's this one guy I've been watching on TV a lot lately, Texas News Network, something, but he's a lawyer and he's talking about Texas and whether or not Texas will succeed from the Union. And he saw the movie and he said, that movie is not as far-fetched as some people think. And they were saying like Texas and California teaming up. It's like, no way that would happen. But it's when like Texas is a nation of its own, and California is a nation of its own. It's like NATO. It's like, okay, they attacked you, so I'm going to help protect you. Not or like I said before, enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess I could kind of see it just teaming up to fight whatever, and then after that you go your separate ways type of thing and stuff.
It is. I don't want to agree with anything that's going on in California, except that they do think that the federal government is overreaching the states.
California thinks that?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. I think all states are starting to feel that way.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I was watching a documentary. A lot of people have their opinion of it, that when the Civil War started, the first one, and had progressed a little bit, and then after the war started, which Lincoln said he needs to preserve the Union. That's the reason why he went to war, to preserve the Union. After it had started, then he decided to free the slaves. And then his advisor says, well, wait till we have a victory and then do it.
Mhm. So, coffee first. When are you gonna have another live stream? You didn't do one this last week, did you?
No, I didn't. I'll probably do one Sunday.
Okay.
I'm trying to do it every other week at least.
Rather.
Every week has gotten a little too much for me just because I have panic attacks.
I hear that.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand. I've got so much going on and stuff, so it's hard for us. Sometimes we have to just take a week off, like we did last week. I don't think we did one last week because just got so much stuff going on. It's so hard sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, I think sometimes I get overconfident. If I have one that I'm like, hey, like that one went well, then the next week I'll be like, no, I'm good. I'm not panicking anymore. I don't have to write stuff down. And then I don't remember anything I wanted to talk about. I have so much stuff in my head and it all gone.
That's
Yeah. Yeah. After you get
Somebody
done
would always be there. Like, you guys have each other. It's awesome. Like you guys do awesome.
Well, that's the thing, because we can bounce off of each other and help each other remember different things. But there's been times where we get done with the live stream and I'm like, dang, I wanted to mention this or something. He's like, shoot, I forgot this or whatever. But yeah.
That's why when I have my appointment, I'm going to have notes.
Yeah, when you get to a certain age, you just start forgetting what you're going to say and everything. And yeah.
Yeah. I hear ya.
The CRS.
I'd lose my head if it wasn't screwed on.
I told him that the other day too.
I have alarms going off on my phone like every 15 minutes.
He loses his wallet all the time. Oh my goodness. It's crazy.
Wallet,
phone, keys, everything.
And I was like, okay, I've got a doctor's appointment Friday. Where's it at? And then 30 minutes later, I'll go, where's it at?
Yeah. I'm like, I just told you.
Stress does that too. Stress is big time a memory issue.
Yeah.
The more you stress, the less you remember.
Yeah.
I try not to stress, but it's kind of difficult.
Yeah, that's what it's hard to say don't be stressed, don't be afraid, don't all this stuff is so easy to say, but in reality, it's really hard when you've got such busy lives and so much stuff going on and you're trying to do everything the way and make sure you have all the stuff you need, and it's like it just gets overwhelming sometimes.
Well, it's kind of like a big whack-a-mole game where stuff just, or putting out fires. You got to put out this fire and then put out this fire. But it's all good.
And when I get overwhelmed, I usually try to make a list, what needs to be done, and then I'll prioritize it. Or I'll do really easy stuff first where I can cross it off my list and then I'm not so overwhelmed anymore. Or I say, well, what if I don't get this done, what happens versus, if I don't get this done, and I'll be like, all right, as long as I at least get this done, then I'm good, and then I don't have to worry about it too much.
Excuse me. It's kind of like the same. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
I don't want to eat an elephant.
Well,
Fruit.
That's a good strategy though, to have a list and then to go down it one at a time, because like I find that I get way too overwhelmed. And if I get way too overwhelmed, I just shut down. I won't do anything. So
That's me.
yeah.
Yeah, you need to be careful with lists though, and don't put too much on your list to do, because then if you're anything like me, I was having a really bad problem with this and it was making me more stressed and anxious because I would put way too many things down for the day to get done. I wouldn't be able to get them all done. So I'd have to move them to the next day. And it just gave me stress and anxiety thinking,
Yeah.
okay, now I've got so much more to do. So you just need to be careful with time management. Make sure you don't put too much on a day's list.
That's kind of like
Absolutely.
More goals.
Yep.
I've got 4 projects that I'd like to do on our property, and sometimes I'd like to do a little bit on each one. But what I really need to do is get one project, work at it till it's done, and then go on to the next one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think just a lot of us are feeling like there's just not a lot of time left. Like things are heating up really fast, and are we going to be in some SHTF, sooner than we thought and stuff? And so I think it's just getting stressful and overwhelming. Hey, Michigan, good to see you. I think that's a lot of the problem with in the prepping community. You know what I'm saying?
I think you're absolutely right. Well, I think, all right, let me try and organize my thoughts here. So, you have to, we're already so ahead of the game. I mean, if anything happens, you got to really kind of put it in perspective. If this happens, have a plan. If you have a plan, then, you have to execute the plan. If this happens, execute a different plan if this happens. But in most cases, then you have to figure out, well, what do you want to say? If a nuclear bomb hits and it hits in New York City and all the radiation is coming out towards me, please take me with the bomb. I don't want to be here in that. I don't want to be the one to rebuild society. That's not me. That's the younger generation. I'm too old for this crap. And then you have to, what can you learn to live with versus what do you what are your bottom lines? And then prep accordingly. I don't prep for the end of the world. I prep for there's no food in the supermarkets. There's, a cyber attack and there's nothing going on for 6 months. If it was the end of the world, I'm not prepared for that. And I never will be.
Yeah, we're kind of on the same boat as that, I mean, for the most part, if you prep for just about any type of thing, you're ready for most things. Like prepping for a nuclear war or something is just not feasible for us or for most preppers because we don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars to be able to buy a bunker. You know what I'm saying? It's just not something that is, so if that happens, well then, I'll be with God sooner. So hey on that, it's like, I don't want to die by any means. I will stay and fight and do what I have to do. But, also am ready for that and stuff. And like you said, I don't know if I would want to live with like radiation poisoning and stuff. I've heard, stories and stuff about how horrible that is and stuff. And I don't know.
Yeah, I when I was active duty, I learned how to work in a nuclear environment, so it doesn't scare me as much. And I'm going to live to be 100 years, so I'm planning on surviving and rebuilding.
Oh, really?
If not more.
Okay.
And people. Well, a lot of my people, a lot of my relatives have lived to over 100 years old.
Yeah, mine have 2 actually. I've had my grandma and then my great grandma both lived over 100 years old. So.
Plus, in biblical times, people lived several hundred years. If God wants me to live over 100 years, it'll happen. And
I don't think the United States will be here for that much longer like that, but that's a whole nother story.
But also, I'm thinking, which I was talking to you about before, is all our preps for what could, what might, what we think might happen. What we think might happen.
Mhm.
I think what a lot of people don't understand, and I've talked to several combat veterans. It says that at war you have long periods of boredom, interrupted by semi-short periods of sheer terror. And we're all preparing for the terror, but I don't think a lot of people are prepared for the boredom. You need to have something to keep your mind busy.
Yeah, that was kind of what we were going to talk about a little bit too. That I
Uh-huh.
kind of didn't get a chance to do that. Like, get your guys some like I don't know what you guys like, but like crossword puzzle type, like puzzle books, word searches, those kind of things to help your mind and stuff. Get you some coloring books or whatever. You don't even have to be the best artist for those type of things. Get you some puzzles, games,
It's
chess, things like that.
And I'll get more. I've got a model of an airplane. I've got a model of a tank. And during the periods of time where it's sheer boredom, can't do anything, I'm going to build some models. It's, some people might say it's childish, but it's a way to relax and take your mind off everything.
Yeah, and
Read
even
books.
now,
Read books. Get hard copy books.
yeah, definitely. Get some books. They don't even have to be prepping books, just regular books so that you could read and unwind and get away from computer. I'm saying this as we're talking on technology, but get away from technology for a while. Put away your phone, computers and stuff. And
it's given, read the Bible. But it's like I like Stephen King. I like D.R. Koontz. I like Tom Clancy. You've got to have something to take your mind off and be able to relax and de-stress.
Absolutely. I'm a big reader, but my guilty pleasure is romance books. So, but usually when people ask me what I'm reading and I don't want to tell them, I will tell them like the philosophy of calculus or something like that. I get made fun of every time. I'm like, you know what? I don't care. I like my books. They're escape from reality. And I have a ton of them. I got them off of eBay. I got all my favorite books because I use a Kindle, but I got all my favorite like authors off of eBay. I got them for $2 or $3 a piece. And it's great. I have a great library.
Yeah. Speaking of, I'm not associated with them. I'm not making a commission or anything, just recommending them. They're called Thrift Books. It's like thriftbooks.com online. And you can find some amazing regular novels and stuff. Or you can find, I've even found prepping books and stuff. I found art books and different things like that on there. Because they're used and you can get them, fairly cheap, and they have deals and things like that every once in a while. So that's a place, because why pay full price for stuff like that?
Well, it was like when I was a child, when I was younger. If you ever seen the movie The Great Santini? My father was not the best father. I connected with his father, my grandfather. My grandfather and I had a really close relationship, and my grandmother and I, not as much until I was reading Louis L'Amour Westerns. I've read every Western Louis L'Amour has written, and I found out my grandmother enjoyed Louis L'Amour as well. So I would buy a Louis L'Amour book. I'd read it, and then I'd give it to my grandmother, and that we had a connection over literature, over that. And it made our relationship better.
Yeah.
I just have to say something really quick. D, go to the back of the line. You're in Top Chat.
Oh, I haven't even mentioned that. Yeah, everybody, whoever's in Top Chat. Oh, that would be me. But here's the thing.
Well, I was on Top Chat last time.
Here's the thing. I wasn't looking at my phone though. I was looking up here on the screen, so I have an excuse. I haven't been looking at my phone like I usually do. Actually, I was in live chat. Does this happen to anybody else? Like, I'll be in live chat, all messages for, I don't know, a good 5-10 minutes. Then all of a sudden I look and I'm back in Top Chat. Does it just randomly switch other people too? Because I swear it does.
I don't know if I was top chat from the get go last time, but I know at some point I noticed I was a top chat.
Yeah, I don't know. It just switches me all this on my phone. It does for some reason. I don't know why it does that.
You ever like minimize it and come back to it? It goes back to top chat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably.
Don't leave the chat, even if you just close it down so you can still hear it, and go somewhere else. When you come back, it's in top chat. Same thing with my laptop.
I haven't had that with ours, but I have with others.
Yeah, when I've been on some other people's live streams and they've got like commercials and stuff during their live stream, sometimes on my phone it'll kick me all the way back to the beginning of the video. So I'll have to go all the way back to the middle, and then it'll also kick me back into top chat. And I'm like, what is going on? And it is so frustrating. I need to just start using a different browser than the YouTube, but it's just easier sometimes.
Yeah, it keeps doing that to me too. And it's almost like it wants to play a commercial, and then it kicks me back to the beginning. I'm like, seriously? And now I don't know where I am.
Yeah.
My laptop.
Yeah, Bamajan, I need to use the Brave browser. I've used it a couple of times, but it's like in the mornings and different times, I just grab my phone, just put on YouTube. It's so much easier. I know it doesn't take that long. I need to start remembering to do that. I always forget.
And not YouTube, but Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten where sometimes I'll watch these videos on Facebook, and it'll get halfway through the story, and then it's like, oh, and it'll end. It's like, follow, keep looking. Maybe eventually you'll find the second half. Like, man, I was right into the story.
I hate that when that happens, but they do that kind of stuff a lot. It's just to get you to find the next one, to watch the next one. It's
like,
so irritating.
oh, we got you hooked. Now you got to look around and find the other one.
Mm-hmm.
My laptop's about to die, so I have to close this down and go and plug it in.
Okay. It was great having you up here, though.
Thank you for coming up.
How do I even get off of it? I have no idea. This is terrible.
You want me to take you off the stage?
That would be awesome. Thank you.
Huh? You want me to?
Yes,
Okay.
please.
Okay. There you go. All right.
Okay.
What happened?
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
We've got 23 people in here.
What were you gonna do?
I would like to kind of do a poll.
Okay.
Well, I'm frozen on mine. Oh, okay. I would like to ask
No,
everybody.
we're fine.
I would like to ask everybody that's in here their opinion. Does that offend you?
Oh, okay. So just a yes or a no is what you want to know if that offends. Okay.
I had a flag like that.
Hey, my new Tennessee home. We got a not from Bama, no from Bamajan.
That's cool. I had a Confederate flag. I've lost the Confederate flag. I thought about hanging the Confederate flag out front, but I don't. I'm a little cautious.
Well, here's the crazy thing. People in the United States are offended by the American flag.
Which
So,
I totally don't. I don't understand that at all. That just baffles me.
Yeah.
I'm
So,
like, what?
so I mean, most of the people in here would say no. I'm pretty sure that's kind of what's happening on here. But people are actually offended. I saw, I think it was on Facebook or something. Someone, a new neighbor came over to their house and were chatting with them and stuff, and said to them, are there many other people in this area, like the next door neighbors? And the lady goes, what, you mean mixed
race?
Mixed race? And she goes, no. She goes, flying an American flag. She goes, I thought that was illegal. And the lady's like, what? She goes, yeah. They just moved from California. I don't know where they moved to, but they moved to California, or from California to this place. And she's like, yeah, there's a bunch of people that fly that around here. And if you are not happy with seeing that, then you need to move your butt back to California. But
Well, it's like,
that's happening more and more. People are offended like that.
well, it's like, my dad was career Army. So growing up, we moved different places. I went to 4 or 5 different grade schools. I went to junior high at one place. I went to high school another place. But when I was in the States, it was Texas or Oklahoma. I consider myself a Southern. I don't consider the Confederate flag a racist flag. I consider it a Southern pride.
Exactly. And that's what I think most people feel that way. Now, if you talk to someone from California or something, they might feel differently.
You got to trust
and
you got to
my
trust.
thing is freedom of speech. Basically, that's your free. You can fly whatever flags you want. I mean, if you want to fly in your yard an Iranian flag or
Which I would be against, but
whatever you want to
but I
fly in
wouldn't
your
tell
own
them they
yard,
couldn't do it.
exactly. Whatever you want to fly in your own yard, you should be okay with that, and nobody else should come to you and say, "Oh, I'm offended by that. Could you not put that up?" No, I'm doing my freedom of speech. I want to show this.
Well, these people that I identify as women. No, well, I identify as a Southerner. When I grew up, Southerners were talk slow, were polite, had manners,
respectful,
respected their elders. That's what I consider a Southerner. And I think, to me, the Confederate flag is Southern pride.
And I think maybe some people from the northern states don't understand that because I was born and raised in Michigan. I moved down south. I lived up there until my mid-20s, and then I moved down here. I don't remember a lot because I didn't like history class, but I think that we're taught things differently up north than you are down here too.
Oh, definitely.
Like with what the Civil War was all about and things like that. And that's ridiculous, but it's based on where you're at, their perspective, and they're looking in on it.
Well, it's like I said, I went to 4 or 5 different grade schools. One of them, I was at one. My dad was stationed at Fort Hood, which is South Texas. And what I was taught in school was
amen, Bamagen.
And what Southern, an old Southern lady told me that they said that the Civil War was the war between the states or the war of Northern aggression. And like I say, you have to take my word for it. I do not have one single racist bone in my body. I believe in what Martin Luther King said when he prayed that people would judge people by the nature of their character, not by the color of the skin. I'm part Cherokee. My grandfather was half Cherokee. He was ashamed of his Cherokee blood. I am who I am. Take me or leave it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Now it's reverse racism. Exactly.
If racism prejudge somebody.
Oh yeah, when I was in Michigan, I think more people were more racist up there than they are down here. It's like a whole different. I mean, the United States is so huge. I mean, we could fit I don't know how many different other countries inside of here. So obviously, there's going to be different way people are in different areas. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I've always heard the Southern hospitality and stuff like that. And I firmly believe that is still what is going on down here. Most people in the South are just they're just kinder hearted. They
Mhm.
want to help more people and stuff. People in the northern, maybe eastern and western sides and stuff, they just are more fast paced, I guess is what
Well,
it
it's
is.
kinda like-
Maybe,
it's
because
kinda-
they're corporate working and stuff, and people
Uh-huh.
down south are more like farmers, landowners. They've got forests and trees and all this kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's kind of like I've talked to Yankees, people from up north,
Mm-hmm.
northeast, and they come to Texas and they're going, I don't know how to do this. I don't understand it. I'm driving down the road and people are waving at me.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, where I'm from, nobody does that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yep. That's the
I-
nice thing. Whenever we're driving some of these back roads and we're going out by the lake and there's people out there fishing and stuff, we like wave to them and they
Uh-huh.
wave back, even though I don't really know who they are and stuff. You know, we've had a few words here and there and stuff, but it's so different. Wow. Okay, we are actually a smidgen over
Oh,
our
wow.
time. We've just been chit chatting about absolutely nothing. So,
It's kind of like friends,
yeah.
not about anything.
Oh, I think that was Seinfeld.
Oh,
Not
yeah,
about
you-
anything. Or
You're right.
whatever. Yeah.
Seinfeld.
Yeah. Okay, you guys. We appreciate you guys being here so much. If you haven't given us a thumbs up, please do that on the way out. If you haven't subscribed, please think about subscribing when we reach 600, which we're getting fairly
We're
close
getting
to
close.
it. We'll have a little small giveaway, and then we'll just keep having little giveaways every once in a while.
Shame. We've had 20 something people here and we only got 5 likes.
I think there's more likes. You have to leave and then go back, and it'll refresh it.
Okay, I stand corrected. I mean, sit corrected.
All right. You guys have a wonderful day, and we will talk to you later. God bless you. Bye bye.
God bless. Have an excellent night.